Okay, we are patio, Flower City Diner, poolside, with my friend Adam, famous food writer, foodie, food critic, the man from the website called
Rochesterfoodnet.com.
Check it out, man. All local stuff, all great, local chefs, and now soul plates. So what we're going to do today, Adam, is something beautiful, okay? We're going to take something that's going to be somewhat intimidating to people, we're going to break it down, and we're going to grill it. This is a tenderloin.
Yes.
People are a little intimidated by this when they look at this, because this is how you'd buy the whole thing.
Right. Normally people buy the little pieces and they pay too much, right?
Way too much.
Way too much.
And so today what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to break this down, make it look like something out of a restaurant, and we're going to grill it, okay? So let's get started with that. Now, the nice thing about buying whole fillets, once again, like you said, way cheaper, okay?
Right.
If you're not familiar with this being a tenderloin, this actually is the fillet mignon as well on the menu. Is that how they say that?
They say, yeah.
Fillet mignon? Okay.
Big French.
Beautiful. So what this has what they call a chain on it. And it's this little piece right here along the side, and it actually just pulls apart nicely. Okay, and we're just going to slide that up like that. I'm going to cut this away.
Now, Jerry, there's a particular part of the tenderloin that's actually the filet mignon, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep. Because this is the chain part, this is called the head, and then the actual filet mignon is right here.
Gotcha.
In the center. Okay?
Gotcha.
And this is all the silver skin here, and this is we're going to remove this as well. Now this here, most people at home would just kind of let go, what do I do with this? Let me tell you what you do with this.
You eat it.
Oh, you run this through your grinder, and this is why the hamburger and the meatloaf at the Flower City Diner taste so fine, my friend. It is filet mignon trimmings.
Wow.
Beautiful stuff. The silver skin,
Yep.
we're going to remove this as well. And this I don't save so much unless there's a big chunk of meat on it, and we'll throw this away. But like I said, these trimmings, because out of this piece of meat, you're going to get roughly 35% of trim off of it. And that's why your filet mignon is so expensive. Now this is the most tender part of the animal. It's right in the back side, just below the spine, just underneath the sirloins. It's one of the least used muscles in the cow. That is why it is the most tender. But this is not my favorite cut as far as because of the flavor, so I like to do stuff with it.
Right. That's why it's good with sauces and such.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. For me, I'm a sirloin man.
Sirloin is lovely stuff.
Yeah,
flank.
Flank.
Skirt.
Oh yeah. Well, we just did a marinated flank steak on the soul place here a couple weeks ago, right out on the grill. Now this stuff, for the most part, just pulls right apart as well and comes right off. Now what I'm going to do here is, this is what they call the head end of it. And we're just going to, I'm going to cut it here, break it down there. I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to trim all this fat off of it. That's a big chunk of meat we can use for
And you know,
our hamburger.
He's good at this, but this is something anybody can do.
Oh yeah.
And it's worth the effort.
Absolutely.
You're going to save so much
quite
money.
A bit longer, but it's, yeah, really good. I'm going to cut this, make a flat spot on the end. I'm going to take the tip off here, put that from my... Thank you! Now what I'm going to do with this is, I'm just going to cut this in half and make two beautiful filet mignon steaks for me and the wife later.
You mean me and...
Oh yeah, me and Adam later.
Right.
Now this is more like what you're apt to see in the supermarket. Beautiful filet mignon steaks.
$15.99 a pound.
Absolutely crazy. But what we're going to do is, now we're going to cut this little teeth piece off the end here, just to make it the piece of meat more consistent with its size all the way through. I'll take all this fat off. Now what I thought about doing it, when I thought about grilling this, is I could do a rub, like a spice rub on this, which once again will bring a lot of flavor to it. I could do,
you'd want to do the rub a little bit ahead though if you were doing that, right?
Sure, and let it sit for a while. Personally, I don't like to rub my steaks with any kind of a salt mixture, keep them overnight, because my thought is it kind of starts to cure the meat,
right?
Cook the outside edge. So a couple hours just to let it get a little crust on it and firm up is nice.
Longer with marinade, right?
Absolutely.
Particularly with beef.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Marinade, you want to get those flavors in there. I recommend at least 24 hours.
Yep.
I'm just going to leave a little bit of this fat on here because that will actually be nice for the flavor when that melts down over the grill. Okay.
What you do need to do this is a sharp knife.
Absolutely. Okay. Now what I got here is I got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We like to refer to this as the ugliest tree in the forest, Adam, for obvious reasons. Just going to slather that down a little bit. I got a little salt and pepper here. I'm just going to hit it with this. So today what I thought was I'm just going to let the meat shine in its own. And because we are purists, both of us in our grilling, we use only charcoal. This is going to take on the flavor of that charcoal, and it's going to be beautiful. Now, I eat my filet relatively rare, medium rare at the worst. My saying is pull its horns, wipe its ass, and walk it by the fire one time. All right, got a good hot fire, charcoal. Just set it on there. We'll just keep an eye on that. I'm going to go not more than 15 minutes with this.
Yeah, and you know, I find there's a lot of people who don't realize that for almost everything, you put the cover back on the grill.
Yeah.
I got brothers-in-law who don't understand this.
Yeah. Well, you know, initially, it depends on if you want a good hot sear, you keep it off, get that good fire on, which you just had it off, and then set it on there for that good initial sear. And then, like you said, put it back on, because now you've got a whole heated container in there. And it's
convection.
Absolutely.
Going on with the
curved
thingy.
It also helps for the flavor.
Yes.
Adam, my friend, look at that.
It's a beautiful thing.
About 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes. That's about the most we want to cook it. I want to pull this off the fire. Look at the color on that. Caramelized beautifully. That is a piece of meat.
That is a piece of meat. That's a beautiful piece of meat. Now, a lot of chefs have told me that the way they test for doneness isn't by cutting it open, because you don't want to do that, but by feel.
Yep, by touching it. Just like this. And this is going to be a nice medium rare right there.
Oh, yeah, it is. I can tell.
And typically what they say is the palm of your hand, this little soft spot right here, that's a nice medium rare. So we want to rest this for about 10 minutes, let those juices get through the whole piece of meat. Otherwise, if we cut into it now, it'll be a hot mess.
Right.
I'm going to cut this in the bias just for a little pretty presentation.
Oh my.
Is that not cooked perfectly or what?
Oh my God. That is amazing.
Beautiful.
Because if you're not going to cook it like this, if you're going to keep cooking it, why are you getting this cut of meat?
Absolutely. When they're in the restaurant, when people order my filet mignon and they want it well done, you can hear me scream and they can hear me from the 8th floor.
But you don't argue with them.
No, you can't argue with them.
Cupola
does. What it is. Does he? Good for him.
Yes, he does.
What I got here is I've got some beautiful arugula. Arugula is basically spinach with attitude.
Yes.
In England, it's known as rocket. It's a bitter green kind of thing. It's
a little peppery.
A little peppery. And it goes wonderful with meat. I'm going to lay my slices of filet right on the top of that like this.
I'm going to eat a piece of that.
I'm going to feather it out nice so that it looks nice.
That's beautiful.
Now what I made here is a wasabi green goddess dressing. All my fresh herbs from my herb garden, some wasabi, some mayonnaise. The recipe will be on the website of Soul Place.
Excellent.
And we're going to drizzle that over the top.
I wondered if it might be a tzatziki.
You like that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say tzatziki.
My friends, this is our Soul Plate of the Week. This is grilled filet on the charcoal grill, done medium rare, beautiful wasabi green goddess dressing.
It's all I can do not to dance.